Hey everyone, Orange here. Welcome to Path to Decency episode 35. Our first order of business is discussing these summons. I will not be doing any summons today. I'm saving them for next week because September 24th is next week. What is September 24th, you ask? That is the day that I started playing Summoners War 1 year ago. I am either going to make a separate summoning video for that, or I'll do them in Path to Decency. I'm not really sure what I want to do. I'm going to preview the summons for you guys and tell you so far what I have. I have not completed TOA hard yet, so I will have one extra scroll of Light and Darkness that you don't see here, and one extra legendary scroll. This is what we have now. One legendary scroll, almost another, so if I get lucky with more legendary pieces from the magic shop or a world boss or something, I don't know where they drop, we will have another one, but I'm not going to buy them from the guild shop because that's not what I'm doing right now. 2 scrolls of Light and Darkness, 2 water scrolls, a fire scroll, a wind scroll, 38 mystical scrolls, and 45 summons for Orion. I think I'll probably do the Orion summons with the other ones. I'll probably do the other ones first and then the Orion, because who knows, what if I randomly pull an Orion, then I don't need to summon for him and I can save for something else. I'm hoping that I can get a Nat 5 from the exclusive summons, but the odds are low on that, so I'm not expecting anything. Like I said, I will also have 1 extra legendary scroll and 1 extra scroll of Light and Darkness from TOA. More scrolls that I think we will have to summon are the Growth Pack 1 scrolls. I do believe I'm going to buy the Growth Pack 1 because I think it is the cheapest package to ever show up in Summoners War. I didn't crunch the numbers down that far, but basically the cost per crystal is 1.7 cents per crystal. That is dirt cheap compared to the Daily Pack 1, which is 1.6 cents per crystal, but the extra rewards are a little bit different. Let's go ahead and talk about the other one. First, I'm not sure if I want to buy the Growth Pack 2 for a bunch of reasons. The cost per crystal does go up. It's 2.4 cents. Seeing as I would be spending $80 again, that kind of worries me because I don't like spending a lot of money. You guys probably notice I wear the same 5 t-shirts in all of my videos. I don't buy stuff very often, so $80 kind of means a lot to me, and it scares me spending that much. On the other hand, this might be a pretty good deal. I don't know how often 2.4 cents packages come out. I know the intermediate packs that I bought were 2.3 and 2.4 cents, so they are similar to the Growth Pack 2. I don't know what type of deals Com2uS has around Christmas or whenever they have special deals. I will have enough money. I'm not going into my own personal bank account to, take money out to spend on Summoners War. This is money that I earned by putting work into my YouTube channel. Next week, I will have made up my mind whether I want to purchase both. Overall, I will have a lot of really big summons to do. In other news, I purchased a new computer, which is pretty big, I guess, for my YouTube channel and any other plans I may have. My birthday was earlier this month, and I didn't tell you guys because I didn't feel like it was necessary. It'd just be kind of weird and random. So my family is very generous, and they did give me some money for my birthday, so I put that towards my computer. Everything will be here tomorrow, so the computer will be ready tomorrow. I'm not sure when I will be able to use it because I don't know if I have a webcam that'll work with it. I do have one webcam. I tried it with this laptop. This is a Logitech C920. It was kind of expensive, maybe like $80 or something, and the resolution is better, but the lighting is terrible. For some reason, that webcam cannot adjust properly, and I've tried adjusting the settings, and whenever I try to make it brighter, it just looks worse. So that's why I've been sticking with this one, so I may have to purchase a new webcam, or I may have to purchase lighting, but I really don't want to purchase lighting. I like how it's kind of dim in my room. I don't want lights blasting in my face and making me sweaty and stuff like that. I mean, they might not make me sweaty, but lights blasting in my face, I'm not cool with that. Last week I recorded Rush Hour and it was kind of awkward. I didn't really see how I could turn that into a video because I've tried Rush Hour commentaries, they're so long, so I thought to myself, maybe I could stream Rush Hour and chill out with some people on Twitch and, take baby steps. That's what this whole thing has kind of been, just baby steps, so maybe I could do a stream or two and see how it turns out, and then go from there and just do whatever I want to do. You guys also may have noticed that there wasn't a Path to Decency last week. Last week was the first week that I skipped doing a Path to Decency ever. I felt like I was pretty busy, and I was already making a couple other videos that I released last week, so I didn't really feel like making another one on top of that. I also felt like not a lot happened. I thought that it would be okay to combine 2 weeks into one. Okay, now we will get into what I actually did in the past 2 weeks. Free rune removal happened in my last Path of Decency. I showed you guys my R5 team, but I still had some work to do on free rune removal before it was over because the day I recorded was on free rune removal day. Whatever else I had to do, I did. I forgot what it was. And my rune video is out, my September rune video, my special 1-year anniversary edition. That's what I called it, but yeah, pretty much those are all the runes I farmed in a year with $120 spent, whatever you guys want to tag onto it. My Necro team kind of got messed up with free rune removal because I made some of my monsters pretty fast. So like I made Hua fast, and that was a big part of messing up my Necro team. I haven't really worked on Adrian or Shihua like ever, really making them good. I don't think I will be farming Necro soon, so that kind of leaves time for me to fix things and farm more runes to make those monsters better. My guild finished G1. I've been keeping you guys up to date with this. It's pretty much just 50-50, a coin flip. Oh, this is actually last week's. So we finished G1 2 weeks ago, and in Arena I finished C2. I didn't write down how many refills I did, or I just didn't write down anything, so I'm guessing I did no refills 2 weeks ago. We will come back to these stats because this is actually last week's. I 6-starred Tessarian because I felt like I should. I was kind of looking at him and I'm like, hey, you know, he might be helpful. I know a lot of people use him. So I went ahead and 6-starred him kind of randomly, and I built him tanky, and I wasn't sure why. I did research on Reddit, and people were saying to build him tanky, so I'm still kind of figuring out how to use him. I think his main purpose is to tank out a lot of monsters whose passives you will be oblivioning. When you oblivion Theo, Theo will start to attack Tessarian. You can oblivion Camilla, and Tessarian can tank Camilla. Joltan's another monster, Perna's another monster. The list kind of goes on. I'm forgetting a bunch. You guys can kind of see how the whole elemental affiliation thing kind of comes into play when you're using Tessarian. Overall, I've enjoyed him as a 6-star. I haven't gotten to use him too much yet, but I think it was a good choice. I purchased 2 more levels of the defense building, so 2 weeks ago it was at level 7, and now it's at level 9. And after I do that, I am going to buy the attack building like I've been telling you guys, and then probably these element-specific ones. Big news last week, the new patch came out. I'm sure you guys know about it and have been farming for your homunculus. I farmed my homunculus and awakened him, so I think we can talk about that a little bit. Here he is! I do not know what I'm going to do with him yet, if I'm going to farm skill ups, if I'm going to build him. I think I'm gonna wait a little bit longer, just like I did with the Fire Panda, to see what other people did with their thing. You know, in that case it was the Fire Panda, in this case it's the homunculus. And I need to see how beneficial he is to someone at my level of progression. Other stuff in the new patch that I did, I crafted some runes, and I think that was the only thing. One rune was good, and the other runes were not good. I think rune crafting is one of those things that is efficient for some players and not efficient for others. So I will have to see if it's efficient for me. I know for endgame players, I think it's definitely worth it. But for someone like me, that's a lot of mana, so let's go ahead and craft a rune here and see if we get lucky. 5-star. No. Wow, that was bad. Here we go again, boys. I'm a gambling woman. That one might be okay for Mav or something like that, so I'm gonna save that. 1 more. Or 2 more, I guess. 6-star! Okay, we're done. We're done. For the Rift dungeons, I was using random teams for them. I think they got buffed or something like that, so I'll briefly show you guys what teams I was using. I did trial and error. I tested a bunch of teams and came up with whatever was best. Why is there no score here? I don't know why there's no score there, but I did do both of these to farm the homunculus. Like I was saying before, my Necro team got messed up with free rune removal, mainly because Hua's really fast, but that did help me with the new raids because they work similar to how R5 works, where you want the least amount of monsters on Violent as possible. I think I said this before, I kind of forgot, but I am not going to farm Necro yet. This is where the main big discussion is going to come in for this episode. Year number 2, era of Summoner's War, I think for me, is going to be very heavily PvP focused. I've been running the same AO for a very long time, and I think I need to upgrade it, and I don't think Necro is the first step to take to upgrade my AO. I believe continuing to farm Giants and Dragons is going to be the first step. For my new AO, I'm either debating between a Lucian team or a Will Shield team. I think at some point, every player probably can utilize both types of teams. You guys know I do not have a second Lucian. I do not have a Chloe, which is kind of what I'm looking at, doing slow Lucians. And then on the other hand, if I wanted to do a Will Shield team, I don't know if I have two good AoE monsters. I don't have Amir yet. I do have Lagmaron. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, I do have the Dark Assassin. She was out here. I might have to do something with her. This is going to take me a while to figure out, so you guys will have to stay tuned to that. Last week, I finally Devilmon my Chisoon. I had been putting it off for so long because I was worried there would be a Skydancer Hall of Heroes, but the Water Hall of Heroes was the Water Anubis, which I did farm one of. I don't have that on my list, I forgot that. But I did farm one of him. I was thinking that maybe Come To Us could have a Fire Skydancer Hall of Heroes, but it just so turns out the Fire one is like OP for raids, so I highly doubt they'd do that. She's been proving kind of useful yet. I haven't really seen too much improvements in my game with her being Devilmon, but I'm sure they're there. One of the big things I was hoping that improving her, I improved her runes. She's way faster than she was now, and she has her Devilmon. I was hoping that my team would be able to auto further up in TOA hard. I think I'm going to have to manual 70, which is Kraka, whatever. After that, I'm hoping they can auto these floors and maybe even higher. You guys know it kind of depends on what the floors are. I will keep you guys posted on that. And then somewhere down here, I talk about TOA normal, so let's just hold on for a second for that. My guild also finished G1, which kind of sucked. Like I said, it's pretty much 50-50 at this point still. I finished C2 again last week, so I was C2 2 weeks in a row, but last week I had to do 3 refills, which is not worth it. I had already done 2, so I figured I'll just do the 3rd refill and get C2. You guys can see it was extremely close. 1 defense loss would have caused me to be C1. I think it's kind of funny how arenas like that, how it fluctuates so much and how some weeks are extremely easy and others are not. I did another 12-hour EXP boost last week. I did a couple. I didn't write down how many, but I did some. I was kind of lazy and not super efficient over the last 2 weeks because you guys know I farmed my homunculus, which I'm not sure if that was even efficient at all because right now he's sitting there. I'm going to get back into farming runes, which is my #1 priority, like I said, because that's going to keep opening up more of the game to me. I'm still getting plenty of rune upgrades for anyone who's wondering. I get plenty. I will keep at least a couple runes every day. One of the runes I kept last week was a rune for my Darien, so this rune right here was a blue rune. All it had was, it was a 6-star defense rune with HP and resistance. It is Revenge, which is amazing. So I saw that and I'm like, oh my god, that's actually a really good rune. A really good rune. I got it, I powered it up, and then it got accuracy and more HP, which was fine. It was one of those blue runes that I was going to keep anyways, so it literally did not matter what the other 2 stats were because I was going to use it. My Darien now is over the minimum recommended stat requirements for R5, I think. I think the minimum requirements are 15,000 defense, and then I don't know, 17k HP or something? I don't know the HP. You guys could see I also awakened my Dark Assassin, and I awakened my Homunculus, and I also skilled up Manshura, I don't know how to pronounce it. He was another option that I was thinking of for an arena offense. A couple more things left, just like 2 more things. So I fully autoed TOA normal. It took me 3 hours and 19 minutes. It was 18 or 19 minutes. I did manual Lyrith though, so I guess it wasn't a full auto. It was a 99% auto. And then for TOA hard, I was already kind of talking about it, but so far I've autoed up to here, and I will keep you guys posted as to how far I get with auto in the next episode, whenever that happens. That is all for Path of Decency episode 35. The summons will be next week, so stay tuned for those. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Catch you guys later.